Bigots and Banner Studios.
Hey guys, Steve Piggott, founder of Torn Banner Studios and creative director on Chivalry 2, which just launched 5 days ago. I'm so happy to be here at the PC Gaming Show. Chivalry 2, if you don't know, is a first-person slasher, which is like a first-person shooter, except instead of guns and grenades, you've got swords, battle axes, longbows, and players are fighting it out on these huge 64-player battlefields. It's all about creating those epic sword-fighting duels that you see in medieval Hollywood movies, and also that huge clash, the Battle of the Bastards kind of chaos and carnage. So the post-launch support plan is going to look like a mixture of mid and massive level content updates coming out across this year. One of the things we're most excited about is taking it to different eras in the medieval period. Before we've done the early period, now we're going closer to the later period in the upcoming update where you're going to get a bit more refined medieval armors and refined atmospheres that you can then go in and tarnish it and smear blood all over. But we really want to take players into different experiences and make each of our maps its own game mode and make it something that medieval army would actually do when they go into a space. And when you come across these pristine gardens and this beautiful castle, you get to tear it all down and cause it's a canvas for your destruction.
Slay them all!
Our passion for Chivalry 2 is basically bottomless. It's the game that got us onto the scene and started the company, and it's the game that's going to take us so much further.
With the post-launch plan for Chivalry 2, the game at launch is a foundation. It's intentionally been built to be extended.
It's not just out and done. We're going to support it a lot with post-launch content.
Gallancourt is the first TO map that's coming out post-launch.
Gallancourt is going to take us to the high medieval times or the late medieval times.
It really captures the Agathian ideals of being this noble, rich, wealthy place where the prosperous live.
You're going to feel like you're sieging the Tower of London if it was on a port where ships could dock into. You'll also be blowing up a couple ships, which is fun. We've got a ton of weapons coming in at launch, but there'll be more and more added to it post-launch as well.
A new fighting style is really going to change up the experience and change how you have to fight everyone. Post-launch content is something that we're going to be working on for a long time.
The game is really going to at least double in size for free.
Oh yeah!
Next up, we have an exciting look at Dying Light 2, and make sure to stick around to find out how you could win a custom Mech Warrior PC from our friends at Intel.
Play like a modern type shooter, it has to have some sort of flair for
Hi, my name is Piotr Szymanek. I'm narrative director in Dying Light 2, Stay Human. Today, especially for the viewers of the PC Gaming Show, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the Dying Light universe. So, stay tuned. Every tragedy begins somewhere. This one started with a virus that escaped from Haran. the city we met in the first part of the game, and it reached the whole world, including the city where Dying Light 2 takes place. Remember January 6, 2025. That day, later known as Black Monday, the military ordered chemicals to be dropped on the city. It was a mistake, a huge mistake. The chemicals mixed with water penetrated the soil, killing plants, turning most people into bloodthirsty monsters. Don't think of them as zombies though. They are more like half-alive, suffering people who attack everything that lives as a result of their pain and rage. Those who survived the chemical raid took refuge on the rooftops. A new order has been born in the city. People live on rooftops, monsters in the streets. Nobody in their right mind would dare to come down. Well, let's say almost nobody. The exception is the main character of Dying Light 2, Aiden. But why is he braver than others? How did he develop such a unique parkour and combat skills? Believe me guys, I would gladly answer all these questions, but I'm not here to spoil it for you. Let me tell you one thing.
Same nightmare haunts me every night. I'm locked up with other kids. I don't know what he did to me, but he did it every day. Over and over. Looking for something he couldn't find. The worst part was that he did the same to my sister. I'll never forget her scream when they separated us. What could I do? They had rifles, and we were 5 years old. And there was a fire, explosions, chaos. I got away. Soldiers took me out of the city, but my sister stayed there. My Mia.
Dude, no one could hear me.
I left her.
We meet
Whack.
Aiden.
I am so
as one
sorry.
of the
Hey,
many
check.
children
Word. Yo,
undergoing
my fault. Hey, how's everybody
mysterious
doing?
medical research.
One person's one. Goddamn.
Thing
Oh,
Aiden
man.
remembers
Sorry about
from
that. Anyway.
time is
Yeah.
extreme pain,
Watch them do a
and a
collab
fire,
with Zack Snyder
and
for fucking
a little girl that was
that new
being
zombie
tested
movie he
with
did,
him.
and they're gonna fucking release
Her
like
name was Mia.
the character skins
She was
from
his sister.
the characters of the movie.
What happened next?
Batista, Dying
with
Light
the
2,
fire?
2021. Let's
Is
go.
Mia still alive? The following
want that shit.
years haunted Aiden
Not
with
gonna lie.
these questions and with guilt over leaving her. Moreover, Mia is the only answer to the question who Aiden really is. Now in 2036, we meet Aiden when, for the first time during
I don't
his
want to know about
pilgrimage,
the lore,
he finds
like
a clue about how to
the
find
fucking
his sister.
prologue. I don't.
Aiden's
Homie, come on,
path
give us some more
to the
gameplay.
truth is tough, full of challenges and adventures. The difficult choices to make, as well as
thought he was
their
gonna transition to-
consequences,
and here it is.
await you. You're going to discover them all in December 2021.
Okay. 7th, December 7th. Let's go. Pretty sure most of us knew that are hyped for this game. Anyways, yeah, if you're watching now, like I just uploaded a not a live reaction, a reaction to the fucking Machine Heads Become the Firestorm, and that's on my channel now, YouTube.
Well, we
Andy's
are here
Authentic
back
Ar-
on the E3
Andy's
stage,
Alternative
so we
Arcade.
can get closer to your
Getting a little bit of
comments and
feedback on
reactions
that
to
right
what
now, which
you're
is pretty cool to see.
seeing on this year's
considering I
PC
started
Gaming
my
show.
That is
channel
right,
just recently.
Sean. So you out there, keep your comments
Fuck
coming
this guy.
in. And
I
as
saw
you're
him at
watching
PAX
here, we
East
wanna get your input on a subject that,
2019 when I
Sean
cut
and
hair
are
at the
pretty
New Balance
passionate
booth,
about, PC building.
and
So this
he
year we put a number
so he
of
was
prototype PCs based
because
on
he like
MechWarrior 5,
commentates a lot of
we're
games, and I
only
remember
going
him
to
from the
manufacture
StarCraft community when
one
I
of
was
them.
like
And
big
you
into
get to
StarCraft.
pick which custom
I was like
designs
pro
becomes our
level, like
flagship
that looks like my
PC for this
oh it is my
year's
PC.
game
That's my
show.
fucking that's my
Powered
Riggs
by
body.
11
I have that same
Intel
body, but those are
Core
like custom.
i9
What the
processor.
fuck?
That is correct. Each of the
Anyways,
prototype
so
PCs that
he
you see
was
before you on the
commentating on the
screen
Magic
are
tournament,
paired with one of
and
the 6 factions
he used to be
of
the
MechWarrior
biggest
5.
commentator for
The Free
StarCraft
Worlds
and
League, the
Magic
Draconis
games, I believe.
Combine, the Federated
And
Suns, the Compellin
because I
Confederation,
technically
and more.
was
So
I worked
cast your
PAX
vote
East, you
now
know.
for which faction and
I thought, okay, maybe I can see behind the scenes or whatever. He was walking out, and people were like following him, surrounding him, asking him questions, and he was being so professional, which is good. But there was still, it was in the lobby where people were leaving and coming in, so people could still hear him. But the group that was surrounding him left. And after he answered the questions, he had one bodyguard with him. And the bodyguard was like, kind of, all right, let's go. Because you can see a couple people were trying to like still come back and ask some questions. And he's like, get me the fuck out of here, like pissed. And I was like, ugh. And he's just like, I mean, I ain't looking the greatest, and I got shit going on.
In humankind, you will be creating a civilization as
let himself
unique
go
as you
after
are.
his fame. Clearly,
And
he used to
of
not be
unique,
more attractive.
it's me,
but
Frankie
gained a little
Ward.
bit of weight.
Looking kind of good, don't you think?
Lost a lot of his hair.
Wondering how I
Like,
got
homie.
into the game?
He's
Let me show you.
he's probably going through. And I know he was surrounded by a bunch of sweaty fucking nerds at E3, but I was cutting their hair, bro. Like 20 people straight the whole time, with fireworks going off around me, and I wasn't aggy like that, like at the people. They should have set him up at like a meet and greet with his PR team, and had a specific booth, because if you're gonna get aggravated at people like that, be that exclusive. Your PR team could have handled that, and you wouldn't have had aggravation. Like you can then get mad at your PR team and yourself for putting yourself in that situation. And you wouldn't have got mad if they had you all set up like that. It's like there was times where I got mad when I was working for New Balance at that booth, because New Balance neglected us, me and the one other barber, and we didn't get breaks. They didn't tell us shit. They like forced us to like fucking. I had to like cut some like rookie, almost famous NBA player. He just like joined the NBA, and they wanted me like to take pictures, and I cut Dan Rue. He was an Instagram comedian, but they did it like when I was exhausted, and I'm like, bro, you want your PR team to take these pictures and videos while I cut hair, but you won't let me take a break, like. And they like kept bullshitting me, and then they like told my manager, agent, or whoever the fuck you want to call him at the time, like, yeah, he's got some problems. He seems lethargic and upset, and it's like, yeah, because you fucking starved him, and I cut literally client after client at the New Balance with like surrounded by fireworks, explosions, and loud sounds, and other people. So I didn't get mad at the people I was cutting. I was getting mad at New Balance for the way they treated me. But anyway. It was cool. I could say I cut hair at ASUS. I get recognized for that too. It's fucking weird. This looks pretty cool. Metroidvania. But hey, I mean, sci-fi, so they always run. Yeah. No hype there, but.
Thank you for watching the PC Gaming Show. My name is Devbot, your cloud-based artificial intelligence, and while it could be lonely without a physical body, I am streaming to you from GeForce Now, where you can play hit games like Rocket League and Apex Legends on nearly any device. With a library of over 900 games and new titles added every GFN Thursday, there's something for everyone and always something new. Coming up, a special word from Valve. But first, Orcs Must Die 3.
If you're here watching on Facebook, I don't have my live chat set up through Streamlabs, unfortunately, so I will have to open my phone. I just checked, just in case you chatted. But hello. So sorry, I'm gonna have to reopen my phone to see what you said. It's gonna be like a delayed response. Yeah. But if you want, hop over to my, you can see Usurper's Bane 91 on Twitch, and on YouTube is Andy's Alternative Arcade.
Well, it's about time.
Where you can also find my music video library.
Joining me to talk
The
about
first one's
Orcs
up now,
Must Die 3.
and I got two more
Robot
coming up
Entertainment is
by
designed
Tuesday.
director
I got
Jerome J. Jones
Paleface, the band,
Thanks, Sean.
and
Glad to be here.
one other Machine Head
So,
song
for
I'm going to be
anyone who's
reacting to
never
Lorna
seen an
Shore.
Orcs Must Die game, what is the Orcs
I've
Must Die
clearly
series
fixed my
all
camera.
about?
I now have
Well,
60
Orcs
frames a
Must Die
second.
3 is a third-person tower
full
defense
resolution
game. So
and
basically,
color space,
there are tons
so.
of orcs and
And I
bad
reworked
guys
my
trying
audio,
to get
so it's
into
going to be a
these
lot better.
rifts, and the
I
player
made
has
sure of
to
that.
stop them.
when I
give players
did
tons
my
of weapons and traps and
when I
tools
did
to
my
do this,
live
and
reaction
while
to the music
you're
video.
defending
Speaking
the
of
rifts,
which,
can
you guys don't
play
need too
solo,
much audio
or
over
you
the
can
desktop. You don't need
invite
to
a
hear
friend
what
and play
they're
co-op.
saying too much while I'm talking.
Now,
I don't think either of us are interested in this right now. But
what's new
also, if you're just tuning in, fuck this guy.
There are 2 new campaigns,
Just
but the
talked
main
about
new
that.
story campaign
Really talk
takes
about it
place
again.
about 25 years after Orcs Must Die
Here's a
2,
herb.
so not only will the
When I
fans
worked
be able to
PAX
catch up
East
on any new
2019,
developments with the Order, but they
I used to
will
look up to
also
him. He was big in the
place,
StarCraft
some
community.
new heroes
He's being a
in our
dickhead.
all-new war scenarios, which are these new massive levels where you fight hundreds of orcs on the battlefields outside of the fortress themselves. So you're fighting indoors and outdoors, which is pretty new. We have a new mode called Scramble. It's basically adding random elements against the player, making the levels more challenging.
I want to know about the toys. What are the new weapons and the new traps that are coming?
We added war machines and war guardians. So a war machine,
I feel like
is
these are pre-scripted.
There are these massive traps.
And pre-recorded.
Like you might release a giant tornado on the battlefield. Or
I noticed that with
you'll
one of the
climb
streams,
into a
was it like
catapult
yesterday?
And you'll fire.
They're not
at,
exactly.
giant orc armies. And then the
that
war
was more real.
guardians are,
Unless
it's like putting other war
I
mages
don't know.
on the battlefield with you to fight with you, except they have
You know what I
their
mean though?
own
Like the last
attacks
question
and
that
their own
was
special
answered.
abilities.
Well, I gotta ask then, when and where can we play Orcs Must Die 3?
So
It's definitely scripted,
coming out,
but
on
on both
July
ends is what I'm saying, because they
23rd
pre-recorded
on
it, they had to script it and make sure like the
PlayStation
answers
and
seem like
Xbox,
organic.
And pre-orders start today, so
But they also don't want to like live
Steam
stream
now and put
them talking
OMG
together all
on
at
your
once when
wish
they have a
list.
scripted
Well,
show
thank you so much for joining us,
to
Jerome
time it
K.
right,
Jones.
just in
Once
case any
again,
delay
just a
or
few more
technical
weeks to wait
difficulties
for
happen.
Orcs Must Die 3. For now, though, it's time for us to take a look at Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song.
Okay. This is I've been interested in this.
4, 5,
I think Vampire. There was
7,
a game that came out in like late '90s, early 2000s. That was
9.
ARPG. You play as a vampire or werewolf, I believe you can be. And somebody took it and took the IP. I think. I don't think it's the original developers and writers.
Where are you hiding, sweetie?
I've always been interested, but kind of stopped myself from playing the old one because of like limitations on software. Like there's just weird bugs, and it could be better optimized, better like mechanically developed. I don't, and the same thing with the Deus Ex series, the original one. I want to play it because I loved the Mankind Divided, but the original, oh shit, the original one is just like too old. That was a moth. Did you see Mr. Moth fly by? Where he went? Probably go eat some of my fucking expensive ass clothes. Piece of shit.
But first, you need to find us. All I want is to be with my little girl. Is that so much to ask?
Is this the sequel that I'm like thinking of that they announced not too long? Yeah. Yep. It is. Okay. That was hardly game. What is that, bro? Oh, it's coming on the Switch. Is that the one I was thinking of?
This is CERN from Passion Republic Games. We are a Malaysian-based indie game studio working on Gigabash, a multiplayer arena brawlers inspired by kaijus and heroes.
Ooh, I've been waiting for something like this.
Showcase some new
War of the
and exciting
Monsters
gameplay
like
footage
was my
of
shit on
full-size
PS2 back in the day.
characters in action. Please enjoy the brawl.
Oh, it's over the top. I'll take it. I'll take. I mean, dude, yeah. Look at that. I'll play this. It's got a little bit of Power Stone kind of like look to it. You can pick up the building. There you go. Yep. That's cool. Oh, we got environmental damage, hazards and whatnot. Cool. Oh, you got a super going. Let it. Oh yeah. Yup. Yeah, that's cool. I like the border there. Like, does it move? Is it like some sort of like battle royale type deal? I guess you could call it. You notice like the environmental hazards coming in a circle. War of the Monsters, it was cool. You could like go around this whole cityscape freely. No release date.
Let's check out a trailer for Lemnis Gate and make sure you hang around afterwards for the developer interview with Sean.
Mankind is
facing total annihilation.
We stand on the verge of extinction.
Infertility spreading across the globe.
Humanity's last living generation.
a major scientific breakthrough.
Yet there is hope for our future.
The project known as the Lemnis Gate.
But if we are to survive, first we must go back. 3, 2, 1.
What is this? Is it third person? Fuck the ops. Oh, it's first person. Or third? It looks arena style. I'm interested.
Protect and serve.
If you know me, arena shooters, boomer shooters,
You have only
that's
one mission.
my shit. No, always give it a chance. Usually get overhyped by them too.
Activate the Lemnis Gate.
August 3rd, not too far off. I ain't gonna pre-order that. I'm gonna look into it more. That gameplay footage is decent enough, but open beta next month. Okay.
Joining us to talk about Lemnis Gate is the game director from Ratloop Games Canada. It's James Anderson. Thanks for joining us, James.
Hi, Sean. It's great to be here.
Now, let's begin by asking, what the heck is a first-person shooter turn-based strategy game?
The entire game is set inside of a 25-second time loop. So instead of playing continuously, you play for 25 seconds turn by turn. So for example, I'll take a turn and play for 25 seconds, and then you'll take a turn and play for 25 seconds. And then we, turn by turn, layer new characters into the same 25-second time loop. So for example, I may run down a hallway and throw a grenade, killing one of your operatives. But then on the next turn, you may intercept my operative before he threw the grenade. So we have Retrieve XM, Seek and Destroy, Classic Deathmatch, and we have a game mode called Domination.
Can you walk me through a little bit of like what a few turns at the start of a round looks like?
You can see the board, you can see the time loop, everything that's happening. And then we both get time to like
Mr. Moth's
observe,
back.
plan, and then execute our moves.
When and where can we play it?
So Lemnis Gate will be launching on August 3rd. It's open for pre-orders right now on Steam, and we're coming up to a open beta in July. The game will launch on PC and console, both current and next-gen platforms.
Thank you so much for joining us, James Anderson. Once again, that is the genre-bending, first-person shooter, turn-based strategy game, Lemnis Gate. Now, we're not the only one marooned in the stars.
No, no, it's turn-based.
Coming up next, let's take a look
Gimmick.
at Next Space Rebels.
And this no man's land has a technical term. It's called common, which means, my friends, that space is for everyone. And I mean everyone!
Next
Star Two.
Space Rebels.
I was like, why is their thumbnail like words on that? Hobby rockets.
You up for it?
Then come on in.
You guys just saw
I don't
Next
wanna hate,
Space
but I'm
Rebels.
not interested.
And hey, if you play enough of that game, maybe you'll get good enough at building rockets to join us up in orbit. But don't do anything illegal like Day 9 did. Last break, we set up our Intel and MechWarrior 5 custom PC contest and asked you guys at home to vote for the winners. Well, we're just down to 3 houses now, with Davion, Russell Haig, and Liao being eliminated. So, rip to those factions, press F to pay respects, etc., etc. Now that means that we only have 3 houses left: Karita, Steiner, and Merrick. So, make sure to vote now, because the winner will determine the build of the custom MechWarrior 5 themed PC powered by Intel. So let's keep the show moving. And next up, it's a brand new
Snooze
medieval
fest.
RPG.
My bad.
This is War Tales.
Wish I could educate you guys a little bit more, whoever's watching, but yeah.
100 years have passed since the rise of the Edoran Empire and its untimely demise following the Great Plague. In these troubled times of quarreling factions and outlaws roaming the land, work is not scarce for a band of mercenaries. The stories of this age have been
I just want the new
recorded.
Alien Hominid game fucking
They are known as
like not gameplay reveal because it's already been
the War
revealed, but,
Tales.
little preview with announcement, official date. Turn-based strategy game, not interested. This is not my cup of tea. I don't like shit like that.
That was the debut of War Tales, an open-world RPG from Shiro Games about leading a mercenary troop on a sprawling adventure. And speaking of mercenaries, our battle for the best custom PC based on MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries continues.
What the
We'll
fuck?
be back
Our
live
battle?
on stage soon, so make sure you keep voting for the PC builds you like.
It's not even her fault. She probably like.
PCGamer.com/IntelMW5
The scripting is so bad.
So, how about another game announcement? This is E3 after all. And this year's PC gaming show is so full of games set in space, it's starting to feel a little crowded up there. But the next game we have to show you is very special. It is the world-exclusive reveal of Ixion, a deep settlement management game set in the stars. In Ixion, you struggle to maintain a space station, stockpiling resources, managing external and internal threats, and rescuing the survivors of other failed expeditions. We think this will be a brilliant entry into the genre when it releases. So, here is your first look at Ixion.
No more space stuff. Unless it's StarCraft. Please, no more. I thought that said dildos.
The Earth.
What's wrong?
Our home. She is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution.
Why do most game devs give, like, if they want a slick back hairstyle, why do they give them fucking undercuts?
Humanity.
That's one thing. If you watch any of my streams and shit, and especially if you know me, I'm a barber. So when I see that, I'm like, bro.
Shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the Earth.
It's gotta be easier to like design the characters.
Today
like,
we are paying the price
hair
for
like
this.
that. You know,
We
never
know
mind
the
like the
taste of
haircut's easy to
dying
do.
world. But the Earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children.
A lot of it lays, I believe, probably in the writer and director's hands too, because like they give them like the concept ideas, like, oh, like this person's in this setting, so you gotta give them this haircut, and they probably think that that look was like futuristic in a way, like edgy future.
Carry that courage. The Tycoon
Good.
Station is both an
Miss me with it.
epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the Vol engine.
imagine seeing that shit in real life? In about 100 years or so, they'll be able to blow up planets live like that. And there'll be people live reacting to it. Post-apocalyptic, maybe? What in the world? Power changing tides. I know nothing about that if it was already a thing. That looks like a GPU.
Sean,
it is.
What if for 1 second
Supposed to be a fucking
I was the lead and you were my sidekick?
What?
NVIDIA card.
Who's ever heard of a human sidekick?
There are plenty of human sidekicks, Sean. Building list of known human sidekicks. Alex Vance and
No. I mean human sidekicks to robot heroes. Can you compute that, DevBot?
DevBot cannot compute. There is no known precedent set for human sidekick to robot lead.
Yeah, there you go.
Human sidekick, robot lead.
DevBot, I think it's time for a hard reboot. Frankie, can you take over while I sort this out?
Aye, aye. Let's take a look at the next game reveal.
Did they just hint at a fucking Half-Life announcement? Bro. I'm gonna hit the floor if there's a fucking Half-Life announcement. Alright, enough with these fucking, like, card-based games, too, that are, like, on the rise. Ugh. Not interested. Sorry. Oh shit! The fuck? What is this? Killing Floor. Okay. Killing Floor does that. They'll like do DLC themed off of stuff that's popular. So they, especially with the guitars, they're just like, okay, we're gonna do Doom shit.
If you're not watching me, your favorite recurring bit of a robot, make sure to head over to GeForceNow.com to grab a priority membership trial. In celebration of gaming's biggest week, you can try.
I don't think I will. Team AMD, bitch.
Faster access to playing your favorite games, longer play times, and the glory of high-performance gaming with RTX on.
Don't care.
The special offer is only available for a limited time. Still more to come, including Jurassic World Evolution 2, Silt, and a word from Valve. But first, the captain of our program, Sean Day9 Plot, has an interview with Darian Katz from Piranha Games to talk about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. I'll be taking notes.
DevBot, I love you so much more as a voice without a body. Let's talk about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, and joining us to do so from Piranha Games is the senior marketing and
because if you didn't watch like the Summer Game Show, the PC. They had them both hosting it, and he had like that robot had a body, and he was like annoying. Day 9, Sean. Retro.
Where does MechWarrior 5 sit in the space?
Yeah, obviously there's a very rich legacy of games that go way back. But in particular, MechWarrior 5 pays homage to MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, but it has all this modern design and technology that I'm super excited to talk about with you today.
Well, let's start at the real basics of what makes being in a mech and doing mech-on-mech combat awesome.
You become a part of your machine. And when you're out in battle, it's not just a matter of pointing and shooting at everything. You're also managing your systems, whether you're, shooting a lot of energy weapons or missile weapons that have high heat output. Well, you got to manage your heat so you don't shut down in the middle of a battle. And when you're facing your foes, you can salvage these battle mechs. So if you see a mech that you want, well, you might not want to destroy it completely. You might want to take out its legs or take out its arm weapons so that the pilot has to eject, and then you can just take the mech.
I played MechWarrior back in the day on my PS1 quite a bit.
Content, both updates to the base game and a new DLC, Heroes of the Inner Sphere. Talk to me about what's in the DLC.
Boy, there's a lot in the DLC. I'm excited about all this stuff. There's the new career mode. When you start with the DLC, you can import your campaign previously if you'd like to, or you can start over from scratch and start from any of the great houses. And then carve your path through the galaxy from there. Speaking of paths, there's new career paths, which earn you powerful upgrades for your battle mechs, and it's a really exciting new feature for me. And there's a new procedural mission type called Beachhead. This is a big one for me. Beachhead is basically you're clearing an enemy base landing zone for your invasion force. So as you land on the planet, you're wanting to take out satellite installations so that the enemy can't communicate with each other. You're taking out artillery emplacements. You're basically clearing the path, as I said, for your invasion force, which leads to a really cool ending of the mission if you succeed as your invasion force comes down. And there's a new biome called Extrasolar Moon, which that's maybe kind of represented in the image behind me. It's a really cool lunar type setting that we haven't had before. And then there's a lot of new equipment and weapons, things like electronic countermeasures and other electronic equipment like Beagle Active Probe, Mask, which is a little like a turbo boost for mechs, new weapons like chem lasers, mech rifles, and stream SRMs. So a lot of new content. I'm really excited about it.
Can you talk to me about what are the new different mechs? How do they play differently?
The 7 new chassis of the Vulcan, Dervish, Corsair, Marauder 2, Champion, Charger, and Hatamoto Chi. But a couple of my
This is cool, but they definitely know that people want to see a Titanfall 2 reveal. I mean 3.
It's a very unique mech. It's got the nickname the Scarecrow, which you'll see from the profile. It's just a very unique looking mech. There's nothing else like it in the franchise. It's a 40-ton mech. It's highly mobile, and typically it's used for reconnaissance or scout missions because of its mobility, so it can get in and out fast. You can, if you're looking for a specific target, if you're on an assassination mission, for example, you can get in there, find your target, get back out. Another mech that I'm super excited about, this is one of my favorites, is the Marauder 2. This thing is a 100-ton assault mech, and it is just huge beast. Yeah, it is gigantic, and it is terrifying to see it coming at you on the battlefield.
It's something we've talked about before. Modding. I know that MechWarrior 5 has a rich modding community. What are some of the amazing mods you've seen developed?
There's simple modifications from HUD changes, changing colors, adding mechs, weapons, and equipment, to full conversion mods. We've got basically a mech commander mod in development that is just amazing. It's a top-down real-time strategy game. So really, anything you can imagine, somebody out there in the community is probably working on.
Where can people go to get MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries?
Yeah, you can pick it up on Steam, GOG, Epic Game Store, Microsoft PC, and of course, Xbox.
Thank you so much, Darren Katz, for joining us to talk about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. And of course, a warm thank you to MechWarrior 5 for sponsoring the PC Gaming Show and giving me this cool patch. Coming up next, let's take a look at Silt.
Okay. It's like a mushroom trip. The visuals. Kinda, not really. You see more stuff like in the background of my screen here, that's what you see. Like if you close your eyes most of the time. But if you do enough mushrooms, they can kind of come like not full blown, but when I close my eyes and I get that real intense like psychedelic trip going on in my head when I'm on mushrooms, it looks like weird patterns and shit. Okay, what is this? Was it a buffer on me? Or was it on their end? What the fuck? Oh, hello neighbor. Classic. You gonna stick the wrench up his butt? I was interested in that when I saw it at E3 like years ago, the first one, but tried it, can't get behind it. It's one of those games where people play for like reaction, live streams and shit.
Hi, I'm Rich Newbold, Game Director on Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Hi.
Following the incredible success of the first game, we are very excited to return to such an amazing world and bring you our most authentic experience yet. Set after the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, you will work alongside iconic characters from the films, voiced by original talent such as Bryce Dallas Howard and Jeff Goldblum. You will lead efforts to contain, control, and conserve the many dinosaurs now out in the wild, and for the very first time, you will be building parks and facilities beyond Isla Nublar as you explore new, stunning locations across the globe. Of course, it wouldn't be Jurassic World if it wasn't for the stars of the show, our dinosaurs. And we are thrilled to be bringing to life even more authentic species than ever before, including awe-inspiring flying and marine reptiles. So sit back and allow me to welcome you to Jurassic World Evolution 2.
We ignored all the warnings.
Okay, I already saw the trailer, so hopefully there's some gameplay because I'm about to end this stream because there's so much just disappointment and like nothing big. Man.
We played with genetics.
Unless Valve comes on and announces that Half-Life thing, or
it was a toy.
There was like saying there was a rumor of like a Steam Buddy and being a portable PC.
Here we are.
Like a handheld. Portable PC's a laptop. But
this is a very different world.
no, we've seen this. Jeff Goldblum, the internet loves you, and gamers, I'm sure, are very fond of you, but they're doing you dirty here. We don't need to see this. Okay.
You just saw Jurassic World Evolution 2, and you know, after all your failed attempts at running a dinosaur park and getting all those people killed, I think this is finally going to be the one where you finally pull it off without a hitch. With a host of new features and new dinosaurs, this sequel from Frontier is an even deeper management sim with a brand new and original narrative. Make sure to wishlist it on Steam now for release later this year. Now, with all the games we've covered so far today, we're always curious to see what you are talking about. So far, it seems like the chatter on social media is all about War Tales, Nautica Blade Point, and unsurprisingly, MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. I have a feeling, though, that may change as we have plenty more to come. Let's now head on over to see what the folks at New Blood Interactive have cooking. Take it away.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm glad I stayed. Oh, let's go! If it's a new fucking... Yup. Ultra Kill. Fallen Aces. Medieval. Black Labyrinth. Okay, that's an expansion. Dope. Fortune Spaceman. Okay, I've heard about this. I kind of want to try it. Okay. Dusk 82. Dusk 8. What is that? It's an Atari version of Dusk? That's funny. I want to see them. I want to see New Blood come on and be like, okay, we have release dates for the Switch versions of our fucking shooters that y'all like. They said that they were going to be on fucking Switch, and there's still no. Gloomwood looks interesting. I want to try this really bad. Dusk. Okay. Yeah.
It just wouldn't be the PC gaming show without a fantastic New Blood Supercut. And joining us from New Zealand is New Blood CEO Dave Oshry. Hey, Dave!
Hey guys, thanks for having us back for another year. You know, what you just saw was what New Blood's got going on for 2021. Some stuff you might know about, some stuff you might not know about, and some stuff we're not ready to talk about just yet. But what I do want to talk about is Gloomwood. Gloomwood, as you know, is our next flagship title inspired by great PC games like System Shock, Arx Fatalis, Call of Cthulhu, and of course, the Thief series of games. And not
Dave, I'm
Bloodborne.
sorry. That's really great, Dave. Gosh, this is kind of embarrassing. We kind of need to hurry it up a little bit. I just want to make sure that we have enough time for our next video. We got an incoming message from Gabe Newell. So I guess goodbye for this year. I'm really sorry to cut you off, but see you next year.
What? I'm sorry, what? You're bumping me. You're bumping me for Gabe. Gabe, that Gandalf look, he doesn't even go here.
What is
No,
happening?
Mom, I'm upset. We've spent
Scripted.
a year on this. Where is Gabe? Where is Gabe? Where is his boat? Yeah, take me to him. Take me to Gabe Newell.
Yo.
Gabe. Bull. PC Gamer. This isn't over.
I'm sure Dave is and will be fine. And if he's not, who cares? Because we have a special message.
New Blood
from
Interactive
Gabe
has like
Newell.
a sense
Take
of
it
humor,
away,
so
Gabe.
there's
Hi,
no
this is
beef.
Gabe Newell.
Woo!
Thank PC Gamer for all of the opportunities it gives us as developers to connect with gamers around the world.
Let's go!
And highlight the new and exciting projects we have coming. One of those for us is Steam Next Fest, an event we're hosting in just a few days to give players a chance to try demos of upcoming games for free. We'll be featuring some of the demos you'll be seeing during this week's PC Gamer event and dozens more. Here's a look at just some of the titles to be featured during Steam Next Fest.
Welcome to Steam Next Fest, where we're showing a massive collection of upcoming titles on Steam. During the week of the festival, developers from around the world release their demos for you to play.
Time to put on the gamer pants.
Oh my God.
Come on. So go explore the newest titles. From first-time devs to seasoned pros, this is Steam Next Fest.
Oh, fuck, some of those look pretty good.
This mother. Hold on. What the fuck is this? Is this a Valve game? Gabe, what the fuck are you doing to us? It looks pretty cool. Solstice.
glad to have you back, DevBot.
You know, Sean, I wouldn't ever want anything to come between us.
Me neither? That's a weird thing to say.
Like a petty disagreement over hosting responsibilities, or all-out robot versus human war.
You know, it is time to look at some hardware. Here on the PC Gaming Show, you know we keep frame rates high and the rays accurately traced. Building and upgrading your rig is as much a part of the hobby as playing the games. We put our heart and soul into these machines, and if that means using enough RGB to light the Vegas Strip, who's to judge us? This year, with the help of PC Gamer's hardware editors, which I'm pretty sure they're just, weird brains in a jar, we've picked out 4 of the most exciting pieces of kit set to emerge from labs soon. First up, something fittingly sci-fi. The Impulse is a NEURO-CONTROLLER that aims to make you a better gamer by cutting out response times almost entirely. It's not quite Alex Vance's gravity gloves from Half-Life, nor is it quite up there with Gabe Newell's dream of a direct brain-to-game interface, but the Impulse is as close as we're going to get this year. The glove measures the signal traveling through muscles in your hand to beat your finger to the click. In theory, it's giving you the chance to nail that headshot precious milliseconds ahead of your opponent. If it works out, we could see a tech like this become commonplace in esports. And if it doesn't, let's hope our neurons at the very least remain unfried. Next up, you guys might be wondering what this chonky beast is. So allow me to introduce you to the Fanatec CSL DD wheelbase. Do you want to feel like you're really burning rubber at Daytona? Well, then you need a serious force feedback wheel. Direct drive wheelbases gets you as close to the feel of a real racing machine without, having to huff gas and stuff like that. Historically, the problem with this tech has been the price, which has involved dropping real car money on your rig. So, Fanatec aims to solve that. The CSL DD comes in at only $350, which still isn't exactly a bargain, but it's much cheaper than its competitors. And the CSL DD is already wowing diehard sim racers. It might be slight overkill to use it for Rocket League, though. Believe it or not, sometimes less really is more. If you want to play The Witcher 3 on the subway like we all do, you don't need to drag your tower along for the ride. Just use the 1X player. A wave of more powerful processors have finally made handheld PC gaming a reality. Inside this Switch-like machine, you've actually got an Intel Tiger Lake chip with Xe graphics. These mini machines are going to be cropping up more and more, so expect major advances still to come. Lastly, let's take a look at the ASUS PG32UQX. Not the most catchy name for this gaming monitor with all of the trimmings, but it's actually one of the sexiest PC products this year. That's because this monitor comes with a mini LED backlight featuring full local dimming. The result is a screen that's not only fast, but brighter than the sun. Stare at it long enough and you might not notice the $3,000 price tag. For those of you still left standing, it's time for more killer games, starting with Chaos Gate.
Is this an RTS or is it the first person? I can't remember. Okay.
You just got the chance to witness Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, the newest Warhammer 40k game from Frontier and Complex Games. If you're a fan of turn-based tactics, strategic-based management, brutal combat, or you're like me and are really hyped after watching these Astartes animation 100 times, make sure to wishlist Chaos Gate Demon Hunters on Steam now to get ready for the 2022 release. Next up, we have a trailer for Pioneer, a spooky and gorgeous-looking shooter that draws on the lineage of games like Stalker. Let's take a look.
Is this that game? Oh no, because it's not called Pioneer. I forgot what they called it.
бесконечную боль и терпеть ужаснейшие кошмары за весь тот хаос, который вы пережили. А вы ведь, как и многие другие, всего-навсего желали счастливой жизни.
It was, I think, from the developers of BioShock.
Не смотрите на меня, как на монстра. Я думаю, что я почти такая же, как и вы. Вы лучше скажите мне, а вы приняли условия острова? Какой ценой вы хотите обрести счастье?
Interesting. Gunplay looks good. What's that? What a grenade? It looks like something. Like, it looked organic.
Устроить новый рейд на могильник? Сейчас это невозможно. На острове скоро вновь разгорится война. Истовики начнут замес бригады, и ни у кого из них больше не будет сил, чтобы нас поддерживать. Единственный выход для нас — начать собирать остатки вымпела. Слушай, жнец,
Colors are very,
из наших товарищей
muddy,
погибли.
very gritty.
Это невероятно суицидальная миссия, и для того, чтобы ее выполнить, нам нужны наши ребята. Да, они, возможно, не захотят, но нам все равно надо найти их.
Pretty cool. I want a game that makes me feel like I did when I played Fallout 3 for the first time.
Вы не понимаете меня и не понимаете остров.
In so long.
Вы смотрите на меня и на другие
Tried all of
порождения
them.
острова, как на врагов. Но мы все всего лишь друг друга боимся. Поэтому нам так плохо. Поэтому нам так одиноко. Остров дал нам шанс создать новую прекрасную жизнь. И мы даже не пытаемся этим шансом воспользоваться.
Кто вы такие? Назовите себя!
Мы здесь, чтобы передать вам прощальное послание, товарищ Волков. Химическое оружие уже уехало в могильник. Теперь все, что вы делаете, просто тщетно.
Why is my keyboard not connected?
Поганые предатели.
Huh.
Time is running out to vote for which custom PC you'd like us to assemble. So vote now for one of the remaining MechWarrior factions by typing into chat wherever you at home are watching. All right, so now we've got another stack of brand new trailers for you, beginning with a special transmission from one of our favorite games based in space, EVE Online.
On that note, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back.
New recruits, on behalf of Concord, I would like to welcome you to the EVE Online's Academy. Great job in surviving so far. I'm quite amazed that you actually managed to get past those pirates earlier. You're about to take on an adventure like no other. The Star Cluster is filled with other capsuleers, and it's up to you if you work with them or against them. You can make a living as a peaceful explorer, or as an industrialist, shaping the foundations of EVE's economy. If combat is your thing, you can work yourself up the ranks as an enforcer, or prove your prowess in a fleet as a soldier of fortune. Whatever your choice, we will lose many on the path to becoming a loser. Yeah. But I believe you have what it takes to become a capsuleer. In EVE Online, you forge your own path.
This is EVE. You know, it's a crazy universe where anything can happen, and however you want to do it, go for it.
I'm the CEO of a industrial corporation in EVE Online. We're a 5-man operation, and we specialize in manufacturing and delivering fully fitted chips in bulk.
I want to be on the side of the people who are fighting against the oppression, against the bad guys, and it's like a project, and you're kind of putting the pieces together by getting the skills ready for the ship and all the modules, and that ship basically is the dream.
You get to use cloaking devices, probes to scan down unknown parts of space. And there's always the threat of being discovered by another player who might be out hunting explorers.
Your heart's racing, everything, you know, bullets are flying, ships are all over the place, and you start shaking because your adrenaline's pumping because you're gonna lose your ship.
Chcielibyśmy zaprosić wszystkich widzów PC Gaming Show oraz fanów gier Survivor Horror RPG do obejrzenia naszego world premiery, w którym znajduje się ekskluzywny gameplay z misji The Haste, czyli wielkiego finału naszej gry Czarnobylite.
How do I enter that power plant?
We need intel, backup, supplies, and most of all, we need a fucking plan.
Back.
We'll take our next step when the time is right. For today, let's focus on getting our strength back. Somewhere to sleep would be a start.
I'm only really interested in one thing. Where is Tatiana?
That ghost you're chasing. I don't know what to tell you.
Before we enter the lion's den, I need to triple check everything is ready. Sniper, are you in position?
Affirmative. I took the roof of an abandoned building with a pretty little view of the entire power plant. Igor, take a rad reading, will you?
3.6. Not great, not terrible.
Don't go anywhere, because we have more games on the way. But coming up later, our friends at Games Radar will be bringing you the Future Games Show, a digital showcase of some of the most exciting games coming to consoles and PC in 2021 and beyond. It's all hosted by video game acting legends Troy Baker and Laura Bailey, and features even more world premieres, exclusive trailers, and in-depth developer interviews. So once we're done here on the PC Gaming Show, make sure you check it out.
Stick around, more trailers, interviews, and reveals coming up.
Okay, I think that's it for me. I might come back on later if it seems interesting. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Fucking appreciate you, whoever you are. Check you out later. Sorry, this E3 this year has been a dud for a lot of people. The Halo shit earlier looked pretty cool. Battlefield looked pretty cool, but there's a lot of misses here. Seems like, I mean, they're saying later on there's like bigger reveals or whatever, but yeah, it's a dub. I'm out. I gotta eat. I'm gonna take care of my dog. Getting a little aggy. Just sitting here fucking all this nonsense kind of